Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, guys. I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a while since I've done my last video. That went crazy, and I'm gonna reply to all the hate I gotten just to explain myself. But before I get there, I just want to say I finally launched my own website with my photography and videography work, and so if y'all want to hire me or whatever it is, check it out. It's monicasarker.com. I will also leave the link down below. And yeah, let's get straight to the business. I did not understand why I got so many hate comments, because it's like my own dumb story that I went through, which was dumb. Obviously, I've said it myself. I've been through a lot of experiences, and I think it was necessary that I had to go through them because I was a weak person. You know, give my life, my world to the right person. And I had to go through this to become stronger and be like, nah, I don't need to do that. Jesus Christ, you sound like you guys are in junior high school. Aren't you nearly 30? You are full of drama. Nobody ruined you. You're just immature. Stop making a life on Facebook and get out and socialize with the real world. It did take place junior high, like around that time. So, yeah, and now I am about to be 25. So, yeah. I just finished watching the video, and honestly, you're a weak ass biatch. I would never be friends with a girl like you. Really? Jane Kitty, you wouldn't be my friend? It's like, I don't give a shit. You're lame. I can believe you let someone dog you like that. You never even met this person, not even a phone call. How the F do you expect to get a real life relationship when you went into depression with the person you never met before? Just pathetic. You should just take this video down, boo. You're making a fool out of your own self. No guy gonna wanna talk to a weak ass biatch like you after he sees this video. I just like to clarify some things. First of all, who are you? I don't want to be your friend. Ain't nobody give a damn about that. So stupid. I already said that 100 times. Third of all, she surprisingly got more marriage proposals after this, because a lot of guys could see that I could be such a loving person, even though I give this hardcore look and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, boo. One of them could be your man. Someone said, you look pretty good for someone who was destroyed and ruined. It took place like 7 years ago. So that was when I was 18, and now I'm almost about to be 25. So obviously I'm gonna look fabulous as I age, duh. Brown don't frown, bro. We're still effing childish. I hate Pakistanis. I'm not Pakistani, but I'll allow the Pakistanis to roast you after this. Damn, if her voice is annoying, I want to stab myself for watching this. It's so cringe. I insist. I will help you. I insist I will help you. Let me assist you with stabbing your damn self. Listen, people are stupid at different times. I was stupid very older age. I was much stupid, and I'm not going to deny that. Just explain, like, this joint took place like 6-7 years ago, okay? I learned really late in my life about what's right and what's wrong, and I knew God had a purpose behind why I went through all this, because he knew if I didn't go through this, I'd be still stupid today, okay? So let me not get to the damn story of after I become strong and I knew what I was looking for, okay? Because I had to go through this and realize what I didn't want and what I shouldn't be looking for. At that point in my life that I am a strong person emotionally. I didn't need anyone to complete me. I don't care if I see you cheat, if I see you insult me, you're done, bye, okay? So this took place when I was 23 years old. I'm about to be 25 next month. So what happened was, one day I came across my friend's Snapchat, and she, I'm gonna call her Riri, okay? And I was looking through her Snapchat, and I saw this guy, and I was like, dang, he cute. I messaged her, I was like, who is this guy? Is he looking for marriage? Cause your girl down. And she was like, yo, like, and like, thing is, he looked white, because he is half white and half Middle Eastern. I don't want to say which one specifically, but yeah. And she was telling me, like, yeah, he's actually looking for marriage. He actually converted to Islam, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, jackpot. She basically talked to him and talked to me, and then, like, we exchanged numbers, and we started talking. And it was going pretty weird, okay, because he just was very dull, and I was like, I hate dull personality. Like, a couple of days passed by, and like, he was just like, why do you think we're talking? And I'm like, we're talking for the intention of marriage, duh. And he was just like, that's not happening. We barely know each other. I'm like, do you not understand what I mean? Intentional marriage is to get to know each other for marriage, okay? And it doesn't mean we're gonna get married if we don't like each other. And then he was like, he was just being really weird, okay? And so then finally he was like, yo, like, he was part of this an Islamic thing where basically he was one of the leaders and they were gonna have an event, and he invited me to the event so we can meet each other. And he went to the same college as me, except I was already graduated college. Okay, so he was like 7 months younger than me, but he looked pretty old-ish. Not really, but yeah, kind of. Anyway, we met, and before that happened, I was like, I'm trying to meet someone I don't even know like that. So I brought my brother along, so, you know, I got my wali and whatnot, because this is when I'm being more careful and always trying to be halal as possible as I progressed and become more knowledgeable about Islam and the way to do things. Okay? We went, and I was chilling with my friends, and I told her like, yo, this is what's happening. I'm chilling with your boy like me, kind of, I don't know, but we're about to meet. And she's like, all right, cool. And so she was like, yo, he's coming. He finally came, and he said salams to my brother. Shook his hand, which I respected a lot, and then he came to me and said salams, and we started talking, and I was really shy, and the thing was, he started getting really goofy, which is really weird, because I'm like, bro, you kind of really don't through texting, but clearly you like what you see. Don't blame you. But yeah, and so then what happened was he started joking around and everything, and then the event started. And when the event started, I just sat in the middle. So it's an auditorium, so it's like big. There's a right side of a bunch of seats, left side seats, and in the center, right? So I sit in the center. He sits on the left side with his friends and stuff like that, and the people in the committee and stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, whatever. So it was about like what Islam says about like, you know, female abuse. The event's over, and by the time the event's over, I realized he's sitting right behind me. And I was like, okay, it's weird. And then he moves again, and then he goes all the way to the front of the stage on the left side, talking to the people, whatever. So I realized, yo, it's 10 p.m. I can't be here for this long. And so me and my brother like, okay, we gotta go. So I noticed that he's busy, so I'm like, all right, we can't even talk. So I'm like, cool. So I'm like walking out of the auditorium, and as soon as I open the door to get to the main hall, all of a sudden I open the door and I see him right there. I'm like, weren't you just like all the way in the front where the stage was? What are you doing here? He's like, y'all leaving? Y'all leaving? Yes, he was ghetto like me. So it was okay. That's what I liked about him. And I was like, yeah, we have to. And he's like, really, you don't want to chill? I was like, no, I don't mind. It's just like, we gotta go. I'm walking, I'm like telling my brother, like, yo, the way I'm gonna know that this dude likes me is after we leave, like when I get home, if he texts me first, then it's gonna show that he's interested in me. If he doesn't text me, then he doesn't really care, you know? And so then what happened was, yo, I didn't have to get to my house at all. As soon as I left the building, text, oh my god, I love chilling with you, you was tight, you a tight chick, blah blah. And I was like, alright, chill. I was laughing, my brother was laughing, my brother's like, yo, he straight up likes you a lot. Like like, I'm a guy and I know. I was like, alright. He's like, honestly, I like this guy and he's respectable. He respects me as your brother. He's not like, and we started talking more, and then out of nowhere, within like a week or so, he tells me, he's a convert. It's only been like a year for him since he's been a Muslim, and he tells me that he can't talk to me anymore and stuff. I was like, why? And I was like, because one of my boys told me that like can't talk to girls, it's haram and everything. I'm like, so you can't talk to me for the intention of marriage, which is clearly halal, but you're gonna talk to a bunch of girls that's in your group chat? Okay, I get you. And he just got quiet, and he didn't write back to me, and he left the group chat. Everyone was freaking out. My friend Riri was like, girl, what's up? Like, why did you leave the group chat? I was like, girl, this is what happened. Anyways, so I was like, I didn't think of anything as a big deal. I just felt like he was also scared of me, because I could be a scary person if I'm pissed. But I'm usually cool most of the time. Anyways, then what happened was that my friend, I'm gonna call her Far, it was the same chick I met at the event who told her about it. She hit me up and she was like, yo, we need a photographer for this event for Syria. You down to help? And I was like, yeah, sure. Oh, by the way, it didn't work out with me and Darren. I'm gonna call him Darren, okay? And she was like, oh, that's sad. I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll let you down. Like, it's only been a week. And then she's like, alright, cool. And so the day of, whatever, I texted him early in the morning, and I was like, yo, I'm coming to the event. I know you're going to be there because you're part of the committee, but I'm letting you know what's happening. If you really want to talk this out, you know, you're going to reply back to me and try to talk to me in person. If you really don't want to try this out, you don't want to talk it out, then alright, cool, whatever, bye. I get it. I'm not forcing nothing. And then, so, it's Fajr time, and then I see text message, he's like, okay, inshallah, I'll see you soon today. And okay, so then I finally get there, and I tell my friend Farfar, I'm like, girl, is this dude here now? She's like, yeah, he's here. I'm like, oh my god, I'm too scared, like I can't go. And she's like, all right, I'm gonna come with you. I'm like, okay, cool. So y'all, I was decked out because I wanted this dude to regret leaving me. Okay. So I was decked out, you know, the halal way, and I'm walking, and I see him talking to two girls, which I was confused. I'm like, weren't you just saying it's haram to talk to girls? What you doing talking to two girls? Like, whatever. And so I'm like, whatever, I'm doing my thing, I'm walking, okay. And I see him like looking, taking a little glimpse of me and liking me, and I'm like, whatever. The event starts, and obviously the photographer, I'm gonna be at the front, so I can take pictures of people on the stage and whatnot. Notice like him doing weird things, like looking at me, clapping and stuff, and he was sitting right like close to me, but it was like, yeah, on the left side. I was in the middle of the auditorium, and I would go backstage as well to take pictures from the back as I'm performing. And in the pictures, you can see him staring at me straight up as he's in the audience. And I'm like, okay, well, damn, okay, whatever. I didn't know I looked that fly and that fit delicious, but okay. The event finally ends, and I'm like, all right. I see him trying to always like make a gesture, try to talk to me. I'm talking to girls. He'll let them come and say something weird, and I'm like, like I just really didn't like acknowledge him much. And the girls would be laughing, you're so funny, Darren. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. Then eventually I was just like, all right, let me put my ego down, and I went to him because I see him standing by himself next to the stage, and I'm like, what's up? He's like, nothing, I'm just waiting for you. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's start talking. He's like, all right, let's talk. And I'm like, well, I can't do it in here in public. Let's do it in a place where it's public but private. And he was like, okay, straight. So he leaves and stuff like that. The idiot forgets that he's part of the committee. He's supposed to stay and clean up the place. He was too busy thinking about me, clearly. His community people later on told him, like, why did you leave? So I thought, like, okay, like, I'm going to respect him because of his fear of doing something haram. Like, I love that about him. That's good. So I thought it was going to be a very public place. He ended up taking me to a more private place. It's still public. It's not a room, but it's, like, it's in a hallway that's very, like, not that many people go to, you know? And we're talking, and he was just like, I'm like, so who told you this? He's like, well, it's one of my boys. He is an F-boy, though, I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, exactly. You're gonna get advice from a freaking hypocrite. Explain out. I'm like, I got links, and I got websites. I got, like, lectures from imams. Check these out. Give them the links. I'm like, you know, I would love for you to get more educated on Islam so people don't abuse you with it. And he was like, thank you. And then he's like, so, about that text message. I'm like, yeah, what about it? He was like, that text message you sent me sounded like you wanted to marry me. And I was like, oh, okay, bro. Like, I was first acting all brave and, like, courageous, and now all of a sudden when he talked about that, I was like, I was, like, freaking out. I was like, this is where I'm getting a little shy. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, boy. Like, there ain't no proof, no evidence what you're talking about. You analyzing the text too much. And he was like, do you want to marry me? And I was like, yeah, like an idiot. And he starts busting out laughing, and I'm just like, listen, boy, don't act too tough, because I know you like this too. Because why? Because you sent me good morning text messages every single morning, so clearly you was interested too. And he started buzzing out laughing. He's like, oh crap, you was right, damn, I'm caught. I'm like, you see, I read into the lines, okay? I see your actions. As we get along so well, we're talking and talking, and I want him to meet my siblings first. I let my parents know what's up. I like this dude. They're like, okay, cool, let your siblings first meet him, and then we'll go to us. I'm like, all right, cool. So we went bowling. Well, we tried to. That did not work. And we went with Farfar and our other guy friend, who's also Bengali. Farfar is not Bengali. She's a Middle Eastern as well. And so we went to a kebab place to eat. And there we found out Farfar and that Bengali guy was into each other. I was like, what? Like, I was so happy. Like, wow, finally two new relationships are developing, and we're trying to get to marriage. Like, I was just so happy that we're going through this process together so we could talk to each other, you know? And it was going really well. And then my siblings, they loved him. They were like, what's your intention with my sister? Like, it was straight up, you know? Most of the time, I was always with my siblings, or someone always there, or a very public place, you know? And so then what happened was I did meet him when I'd want to chill with him, because he was still in college and the final exams were coming up and stuff. And so I would meet him in college in a public place where there was friends too. And, you know, I wanted to test him that this dude did not like me just for my looks. Even if y'all think I'm ugly, I don't like hair. He thought I was attractive. That's all that matters. And so I went without makeup to see how I'd react. If he was gonna run away, whatever. I am not wearing makeup by the way right now. I'm just wearing lips, okay? And so then what happened was he looked at me like he was madly in love with me, okay? He did not look at me like, ugh, like he disgusting, ugly. So, and then we started talking about important things like financial situations, and he's like, yo, we can have a joint account, but you're gonna have a password with my account, and you're gonna have your own account. And I was like, oh my god. And then he asked me like, do you want your parents to live with us, you know, when they age? I was like, I was too scared, like, oh, this dude is white, like, does he understand? Like, we do kind of do that, but I wouldn't want to do that soon, you know? And he was like, before I even could say anything, he was like, I don't mind. I would love for your parents to stay with us if you'd love. And the fact that he cares about my family, my parents, like, I've never had that happen, okay? Because every dude, they only care about their own side of the damn family. They don't care about the girl's side. They expect the girl to take care of his family. But no, he was down to take care of my family too. And that, I was like, you is a man. You is everything I want, okay? So all this conversation of talking about marriage and what we want and need, and I was like, is you willing to, you know, take care of my cats too? Because I'm not leaving, I'm not getting to no marriage if the dude is not accepting my cats. He was like, yo, I got 2 cats too. We can take care of 4 cats together. I'm not, this is like happening. Like, we're gonna get married. You're the one. And then, you know, we talked about kids, and like, I'm the type of person that want big family, and he was like, I'm down for whatever, as long as we can financially provide for them. And I'm like, this dude is too laid back. Like, he's gonna be my baby daddy, okay? I was just so ecstatic about this dude. Like, he's amazing. And finally the day comes where he meets my family. By the way, I did not even mention to him to talk to my family. I didn't mention to him to talk to his family. He took the initiative to go talk to his family first, and then he told me, I want to show you how serious I am. I want to meet your family. I want to meet your parents. I want to let them know I'm serious about you. And I was like, okay, but I'm just letting you know, brown culture, when you meet the parents, especially the dad, that means you're going to get married. Like, I don't know if he understands that, because white people, they'll just meet their family for no reason, like, which is stupid. For brown people, cultured people, we don't do that. Finally, the day came, and he finally met my family. We met into a restaurant. And my family, they loved him. My dad loved him. Like, he's a cool guy and stuff like that. He's not the white cultured people, I'm sorry, I have to be honest, but you know, like, hugging like all the females in the family, like, he's not like that. He's like respectful, like, he knew his boundaries, and my dad really loved that about him. And so then this happens, okay? This is when things start twisting around a little bit, okay? My dad goes, so when do you plan on marrying my daughter? And he goes like, in a year. What? That took me by surprise, because we had a conversation prior to this, and we were like, we're gonna get married within 3 to 6 months. He changed all the plans by himself and said it was a year. And I was like, what the heck? Even my parents were like, no. A year is too long. You can't be talking to my daughter for a year in a haram way like this. At least get a nikah done soon, and then like we can do a bigger wedding like when you're financially ready, have a job. Like, he didn't even have a job then. My parents were like, and me too, I don't care about money and stuff, but you got potential, you got ambition, like, I'm down to be there for you. You're ride or die. Like, we talked about ride or die, like being there for one another no matter what. And he said he was looking for that, and I said I was looking for that, and I'm that type, and he claimed he was that type, and I'm gonna show you what happened. That was done, and I was unsure. As we were driving back to the car, I was like, this kind of pissed me off, but I didn't show it to him. And before we leave, he goes to my dad, are you okay if I text your daughter? And I was like, oh my god, like, no dude has ever asked permission from my father that, even though we were already texting. But the fact that he even asked for that, even though my dad knew we were already texting, he was just like, okay, as long as everything appropriate, we good, you know? And so, like, when I got home, I was like unsure, and I was like, should I break it off? I don't want this to be haram, and like, I don't like this. It just becomes haram, okay? I'm just being honest. And even though I'm the one resisting, bruh, you can't promise that the other side, especially the men, they just have an issue resisting that kind of stuff, okay? Those kind of talks, okay? My parents were like, no, don't break it off with him, don't pressure him, but we like him, and he is more than welcome to come to our family parties and everything. We trust this guy 100%. He's good for you. I was like, whoa, the fact that like my entire family was down for him, like, that was a really good sign. And obviously throughout that whole time we were praying istikhara as well. And so then as things progressed, like, you know, I kept in mind something that he did in the past, and like, I'm the type of person that I will ask about your past and I will remember things. He was like such a good guy because he was involved with, you know, the Islamic stuff. He told me to come out with him to give food to the homeless, and so in the morning, me and my brother, we went with him and we did that, and he was just such a loving person. He like took care of me even though he didn't have to. I was carrying this box and he's like, no, a lady's not gonna hold that. And he was just really sweet, okay? And like no one knew we were talking and we didn't want people to know, but he made it too obvious. Like he will stare me down in front of every freaking buddy like I'm the only person in the room, okay? He was so obsessively in love, and I've never felt that before, and I felt overwhelmed by it, but at the same time, I was like, I need this in a man, because I know that once I am in love, I will be that way probably, you know? And he was down for clingy girls, he was clingy himself, and I was like, cool, I'm the same too. So we were getting along, and and he was sitting next to me when we were eating, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm the type of person who's shy when I'm eating in front of a guy I like, but like I had no shame. Like I can eat food, like this is great. And no matter what, he'd always pay for me, which would piss me off, because I'm like, let me pay for myself, or let me pay for both of us. Like I don't care. Like the fact that he was so willing to, and he wasn't like, you know, we had each other, we had a good understanding. My weakness was his strength, and his weakness was my strength. So we had perfect opposites, okay? And he loved driving. I hated driving. And so like it was good. He would drive me all the time, and I'd be like, I'd just be in the car, I'm like, I hate driving, but this is awesome. And you know, we just loved spending time together. So like we wanted to chill more, and so then so we asked my brother, like, are you okay going to the mall? Like, we want to chill more. So after we volunteered, we went to the mall and we hung out. I bought us all smoothies, even though he didn't want me to pay. I was like, boy, don't worry about it. Like, we gonna take care of each other. It ain't just gonna be you taking care of me and y'all. I was poor as F, but I was like. So mind you, at this moment of my life, I only had maybe like $26 in my bank. I was really poor. I lost a lot of things at this point in my life. So I was like, but I have him, you know. I was just really happy that I had him, you know. And he also lost his job. Well, he left it. And so we had each other, you know. And so then what happened was, this dude was crazy. Like, he gave me his phone. He's like, this is my password. Give me your DNA joint. Like, you're gonna be able to access my phone no matter what. And this dude just like straight up loyalty. He's like, this is the thing where you can locate me, so you'll always know where I am. And like, he didn't expect anything from me, but like, he gave me everything. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I was just like slowly falling for him, and I didn't want to admit to myself because that's not something I would like to do anymore. Then this is when things started getting weird. We started having more arguments because I was upset because his family, okay, so his dad is the Middle Eastern. I don't want to be specific in what Middle East. He's Middle Eastern, not a practicing Muslim, so like drinks and whatnot. And his mother is half Russian, half Hispanic, I believe. I'm not sure. And so his mother's Christian, and so is his sister, so he converts Islam. He actually used to be a Muslim hater, and he converts Islam, which was crazy. You know, Allah guides whom he wills. He was somewhat of a mama's boy, and so like they were like, oh, take your time, get engaged for 3 years. I'm like, I'm not doing that white people stuff. We don't do that here, okay? We even like people that are not Muslim, but like we're similar cultures, we all try to get married within a year. We don't do that stuff. But like I was not willing to do haram for a year. I kept saying like, why can't we at least do a nikah and stuff? But then, you know, legally we have to have a marriage license, so we'd be claimed as a married couple even if we did a nikah. So we couldn't do a nikah engagement. So as things were getting complicated, we were arguing a lot, and it got to the point like where he stopped replying back to me, and I was just like, we're just in a really bad place at this point. And me, I'm just a person that I just want to be halal, you know. And so then one day, which I've never done this for a guy, I'm talking to my sister. I'm like, yo, I want to be spontaneous. I'm gonna go to college. He is busy with like all the final stuff, so I don't want to be part of his stress. I want to be a stress reliever. So I was like, all right, let's go to this halal place. I'm going to buy him some food, and I'm going to go to college. And my sister did not allow me to buy food because she knew I only had like $26 in my bank. And she's like, no, she was working. So she bought the food, and she was like, go and go to the college. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went to college, and I tried to kind of scare him. I texted him like, yo, like, we need to talk. I'm coming. And he's like, what happened? Like, whatever. I was like, nothing. So I finally get there. And he's there, and we go sit down, and he's eating, and he's like, wow, okay, thank you. And I was like, yeah, no problem. And then he's eating, and like he's eating in a messy way, and he's like, I'm sorry. I was like, I just looked at him like I was just falling in love. Like, I'm sorry, like nothing he could do could disgust me. Like, we would talk about crap, okay? Like, we were like ugly in front of each other, and like I've never had that much comfort, and that was my biggest fear with marriage, is being comfortable. I don't feel comfortable with men. So to find a man I can be comfortable with, it's gonna happen. First time I've ever been alone with him. So we go to a room, which was really weird. Like, I was like, why are we in a room? Whatever. So we could discuss about it. I'm kind of glad he did, because I was about to cry. So I'm just like, okay, listen. If you don't want to get married to me soon, do not leave me on. We can be done with it. You can cut it off if you want. I'm like, I was so close to crying, because I was like, I really don't want to lose this guy. I do like this guy, you know what I mean? And I do want to work it out. And he was just like, yeah, but this is that. I'm like, I'm sorry, but your parents are the last people that should be giving advice, because I know how rocky their situation of marriage is. So you shouldn't be taking advice from them. And like, we had, you know, we were talking it out. We weren't like cussing or anything like that, or being rude. And anyway, so we talked it over, and I'm like, all right, go back to your, you know, studies and stuff. So I had to drive him to another building, because our college campus is huge. And as we're doing it, like, he turned on the radio, and he started singing this like in his ugly voice. I started singing in my ugly voice, and like, I've never had that much comfort to sing ugly in front of anybody, and like, we had that comfort, and he was talking in a weird feminine voice, like, okay, bye, and I was like, okay, bye, idiot. Like, we could diss each other, it was all good, you know? And all those small little moments would just like make me fall closer to falling in love with him. And this is where it gets all weird. So I started noticing his change in behavior, and I was like, I don't know what's up. So I tell him, yo, let's not talk anymore. This is your week of final exams. Just study and just pass. I don't want to be part of your stress and stuff. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, just do it. And he's like, okay, fine. So it's a week, and during this time, because one of his situation, or reason why he didn't want to marry me is because he wanted to be financially stable. So my sister tried to hook him up with her job, and so he got a second interview with them. And so I get a message from my sister, yo, like, let him know, like, they haven't heard from him. I'm like, all right, cool. I text him, like, yo, you got an email for a second interview. Okay, cool. It was weird, okay? It was a weird, like, small little convo. Okay, whatever. Finally, his finals were done, and I was like, all right, cool. What's up? And by the way, before that even happened, my dad ended up having like a false alarm heart attack, okay? And so this was all on Snapchat, and this dude had me on Snapchat, and I thought he was gonna write to me and be like, are you okay? Whatever, do you need me to be there? Nothing. So I was like, okay, cool. So next day, his final exams were all done, and I messaged him like, hey, just letting you know, this is what happened. He's like, oh my god, is your dad okay? I'm like, yeah. He's like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, because you were going through your final exams, and I didn't want to stress you out. And he was like, true. And I'm like, okay, why is he being so weird? Like, his responses are so weird and dead. Again, like in the beginning, you know, he stopped trying to talk to me first or at all. Like, he would send me good morning texts all the time. He didn't do that anymore. He wouldn't even try to conversate with me. It was just being weird. This thing that was happening at our college, and it was like 10 p.m. and I'm like, all right, just text me, let me know when you get home, which he always does anyways. Even if I didn't ask him, he'd be like, walk into the parking lot, gone inside my car. Like, he would give me unnecessary extra details, so he was that type, you know? And so I thought he would let me know, bruh, it's 12 a.m. by now, and I'm like, where is his text message? What's going on? And I go look at the GPS thing, and I see that he's back home, and I'm like, but he couldn't tell me? So the fact that his habits were changing, I already got the instinct like something's up, alright? And so I let this dude later know, I'm like, yo, I'm coming to your graduation and stuff. I hope, like, I can see you there. I'm gonna do actually a photo shoot on our campus with a client there. So after you're done with your walk, we can chill and stuff like that. And the way he was responding was just really weird, okay? I get to the parking lot, and I had to pay for it, you know? And so I go to pay, mind you, I only got $26, okay? So I got $10 in my wallet. So I put that $10 in that machine, the parking permit machine, and I find out this freaking machine don't give no damn change, and they take it all. And I got so pissed. I was like, yo, I'm freaking broke, like this, like whatever, even if it's like $3 change, like, it's a lot to me for now because I'm dead poor. And I was so pissed. I was like, oh, but I was like, whatever. I'm gonna see Darren. We're gonna be good. Like, he's gonna make my life, like, he's gonna make me feel better. You know? Okay, I did the photo shoot, and mind you, the graduation started at 1 o'clock, so it should be done within 3 o'clock. All right. And it's like 3:30 or something like that, and we're done. I'm done with the client, and so I finally get I go upstairs to the prayer place, and I'm like waiting. It is 4:30 p.m. I see him snapping his graduation thing. I'm like, this is great, but why isn't he letting me know if he's done? Like, it's already done now. I text this dude just to test him to see like if he's gonna let me know. So I text him, congratulations, and this dude takes an hour later to say thank you. That's it. Thank you. Like, I'm a stranger. So I didn't write back, and I'm like, where is he? And so I remember, oh yeah, the GPS locator. So I go there, and I see he's already left campus, and he's gone to some restaurant. And I was like, he couldn't tell me. Honestly, that hurt me so much. And I was like on the verge of crying. And I was walking, I was like covering my face as I'm getting to my car. And I finally get there, and I just bust out crying. And I'm like, I can't believe he could do this to me. Like I just lost money for this guy, hoping this guy would make my day, and like this dude just ditched me. He bailed out on me, and he couldn't even inform me. Like, I was just honestly so upset. My sister opens the door, oh my god, how was it and everything? And I'm like, we need to go to your room. And I'm like, I finally get to her room, and I bust out crying again, and she's like, what's going on? Why are you crying? And I'm like, he ditched me. He didn't even let me know that he left campus, and he's just doing his thing. And I'm just like, what the hell? That's not like Darren. Like, the next day I was like, I wake up in the morning, I couldn't sleep, I had a sleepless night, and I was like crying again over that thing. Yo, yes, I'm emotional, especially if I like someone, even if I don't want to admit to it. And I will never, I never really allowed him to see that. He would just mainly see like anger through my text, but he wouldn't really see that I'm emotional or sad over it. So what happened was I wake up, it's like 12 p.m. and by the way, that's a miracle, y'all, because I don't wake up until it's 2 p.m. I need to tell him, I'm done playing this little weird ass mind game. Why can't he just be direct with me? So I text him, and I'm like, what's the change of your routine? And he goes like, I need to talk to you. Let's meet up. I'm like, whoop, wait up. I've been through this a lot. We need to talk is a breakup line, alright? I'm done. So I'm gonna listen. If you're about to break shit off with me, break it off here through text, because you are not gonna see the privilege. You're not gonna have the privilege to see me cry in front of you. Like, that's not gonna happen. Then he just writes a long text message. I'm not ready for commitment. I'm not this, whatever, all this bullshit. And I teared up a little bit, but I was like more disappointed more than anything. So like, I've been through a lot of pain, so it's like, to me, I didn't really cry over that. So I was just disappointed, and like screenshot that, sent it to my siblings, and they come running to my room. They're like, I can't believe it, because Darren's such a sweet guy. Why would he do that to you? I'm like, I guess pressure or whatever. So then we're like, what should we write back? I was like gonna cuss him out. Like, what should I say? I was like, my siblings and I were talking. We're like, let's do a funny breakup line, okay? Funny breakup text. So I text him, send him 2 screenshots, alright? One screenshot when he first said, I love you to me, okay? Second screenshot was of him saying, listen, Monica, I freaking love you. I cannot function without you. If you left me, I would die. I love God, but I need you. Like, it was, he's like, screenshot this, do whatever, but like, you need to know that I can't live without you. So I sent the damn screenshot, okay, because yo, sister got the receipts, okay, and I sent that, and I was like, thanks for not wasting a year of my life. Anyways, IG2G, lols, bye. And then that probably shocked him, and like, he shook, and he woke, and he like, what the hell, and he blocked me through everything. So I didn't cry. I was just like, I thought he was the one for me, and that didn't happen. When it was like a week later and stuff like that, I did, a week later after the breakup, I did message him with a long thing with how I felt and what I thought he was doing because of the past thing that he told me. And I was like, he was left before, just randomly abandoned, and this is the first time I've ever been abandoned, like just randomly, like everything's going good. So I wasn't sure how to hate this guy. I was just in so much pain. Even a month later, I still was, and this thing, by the way, did not last even long. It was like 2.5 months. So the fact that this 2.5 months situation, and it's been like almost 2 months, almost a month and a half, and I still couldn't get over him, because I just felt like I had feelings for this dude, but I don't know what to do with it, because he just left me, and I can't hate him because he hasn't done anything bad to me, but he's just gone, and he just gave up on me. So what do I do with this? Like, I was just depressed. The thing was, I've had situations that lasted a year, or like just longer than that, much longer than that, and I got over them within 3 days. For me, it's always 3 days I get over them, okay? This dude, it like took me a while, and even though like I was at a point like within like maybe 3 months or so, I was like kind of over him. I did message him again, and I said sorry, because I saw one of my family member was about to die, and when I witnessed that, like the pain, how he was crying and stuff, I was like, all right, I don't want to leave this off with Darren in such a bad way, because that other message I sent him was really harsh, and I want him to know that I care about him, and I'm sorry if I hurt his feelings. You know, I don't want him to die thinking that I hate him, you know? A year later, again, one of my girlfriends hits me up who had no idea about this. She's like, girl, I have the most perfect guy for you. And I'm like, who is this? I'm like, he's a reaper just like you like. He gets just like you, girl. Like, he's perfect. He's a good Muslim. I'm like, oh my God, who is he? Darren. Girl, oh my God, I updated this chick. I'm like, girl, he is old news. I'm like, she's like, what the hell, dude? Like, I swear, everyone that our mutual friends who had no idea, they literally thought we were perfect for each other, okay? Because the way we were, like, everything was similar about us. We cared about religion so much. You know, we're funny, we're goofy, we're ghetto, we're all this. What was about me was I like this guy so much that I would have complained about, no, we're getting married now, no, we're getting married now, and within the whole time, it would have probably been like a year by the time I'd be complaining, you know, because I wouldn't let him go, because he was an amazing person than that, you know. So he let me go in that, and it's, in a way, it was a blessing, because or else we would have probably just prolonged this haram. Almost, it would have become a haram. I was actually completely numb. I couldn't feel anything. And I'm definitely over him, but the situation is I don't want to be with anybody at all. Just because you're single doesn't mean you're available. This does not mean I'm also taken by that guy. No, I'm not. I just don't. Now I see marriage as a responsibility, drama, like fake, false promises. I'm just being honest. When people say like, oh, Monica, you're so desperate for marriage, you don't know my story. You don't know what I've been through. I'm not desperate for marriage. I just been through a lot of BS. For me to promote people to do it the halal way, and just because I'm talking about it doesn't mean that I want to get married. I don't want to get married, honestly, and it's like, if anything, it's pressure for my family. But other than that, I've been like, even when I've been getting offers from guys that are good, even good looking or whatever, I was just like, nah, I'm good. Like, I don't want to. So until I meet a guy that makes me change my mind, that makes me want to get married, I'm not trying to get married. If you guys learn from this that just because someone meets your family, just because they say they're going to marry you, it's still possible that it's not going to happen at all. So it doesn't matter how far along you are, don't fall for it. Wait until you're actually married, and then if that happens, then you can feel safe to fall for this person. But remember, don't fall too hard to the point you forget about God and you make this person your center of your life. So, inshallah, you guys learned from me. I know I went through a lot of BS. I just wanted to share it with you guys so that you guys learn and you guys do it the right way and you guys are not stupid as me. But clearly this situation, I wasn't stupid. It's just I got bailed out on. So, but alhamdulillah for everything. I'm much stronger and I'm so much happier. I've never been happier since, like, I love being single. I've been fasting from men. I'm like, no more men. I'm done. So inshallah, whatever Allah wills. Alright guys, assalamu alaikum, and please check out my website.